Today is Good Friday, and of course tonight we'll be led through the readings and the songs to help us focus on the death of Jesus and the crucifixion of Jesus on Good Friday. What I want to do today in this video is really quickly just give you a timeline of the day. And I guess I would ask you to just be aware of it and be present throughout this day. Like, could you possibly think at 6 a.m., at 9 a.m., at 12, at 3, at 6, what this day was like for Jesus? Let me give you this timeline. This is from the Gospels, but they are approximated. It fits well within the Gospel material, but let me just kind of walk you through it. Thursday night, he spent with his disciples. Perhaps late Thursday night, he took his disciples to Gethsemane to pray. Perhaps there he's an hour or two in prayer. Around midnight, Judas appears with a mob ready to arrest Jesus. Between 12 and 5, here's what we know about Jesus. He's taken first to the house of Annas, the former high priest, and then he's mocked and beaten there, and then to the house of Caiaphas. This is the current high priest, where Caiaphas gathers an informal group of the Sanhedrin leaders that are looking to accuse and convict Jesus. He's getting a quorum of sorts. For 5 hours, they bring witnesses. And then finally, as to a question that he asks Jesus directly and Jesus answers directly, they condemn him for blasphemy to death. At 6 a.m., the Sanhedrin gathers, or around daybreak. They put him on trial and convict him. Then they take him to Herod. At 7, we know he's kind of pranced before Herod. They take him to Pilate. Then they take him to Herod, and here he's kind of paraded in front of Herod in a purple gown, mocked by Herod's soldiers. At 8 a.m., he's taken before Pilate again. And again, even though he tries to pronounce him innocent, because a mob is formed yelling for his crucifixion, Pilate takes the coward's way out, washes his hands, say this blood is on your heads, and gives him over to be crucified by Roman soldiers. At 8:30, he's tortured, Jesus is. Crown of thorns. He's forced to carry the cross beam of the cross. At 9 a.m., Jesus is crucified. This is still early in the morning. He's hung on a cross. He hangs for 6 hours. The first 3 hours we don't know much about, but the second 3 hours we have a lot of detail. First, we're told between 12 and 3, the whole land is covered in darkness. It seems to be a supernatural response to this death of Jesus, the divine Son. Before 3, that we know that Jesus forgives his executioners. He commits the care of his mother to John. And then we hear him quote 3 different times passages from the Psalms, which he's been meditating. He's thinking about these things. Psalm 22, my God, why have you forsaken me? Psalm 69, I thirst. And then finally, Psalm 31, into your hands I commit my spirit. After this last quotation, Jesus breathes his last breath. We're told that the curtain temple is torn in two. I guess I invite you to enter into Jesus' experience here. It's not a long time. It's pretty intense suffering. Think of the exhaustion and the pain, the humiliation, the suffering, but please don't make it in any way, perhaps not inducing guilt, but just see it as a pure act of love. Not in the abstract, not love for some abstract thing, but love for people, real people that God has called into being, including you and me. Could I also invite you to enter into the experience of Mary, his mother, and the other women that were there keeping vigil while Jesus was hung on the cross until he dies? What does it make you feel? If you placed yourself with those women, what would you think and feel? Lots to contemplate here. That just will lead us now into tonight's service at 7 p.m. and we hope to see everybody out. Grace and peace.